either has to go to the B main or rely on a provisional. Of course, Gary Ledbetter Jr., he is the all-time leading winner here of the New Year's Bash, a 5-time winner. Kyle Lynch, the winner last year. Bobby Tumbleston in 2021. Ricky Locklear Jr., he's won it a couple of times. Jeff Melton in 2015, James Swan, and Kevin Benton. For those of you joining us on Facebook now, hello and welcome to Dillon Motor Speedway. Alan Dietz and Wesley Outlander here with you. And remember, still plenty of time to get your pay-per-view coverage of this weekend's action from here at Dillon Motor Speedway. Feature racing still set to go this afternoon, and then a full day of racing here tomorrow, including the 100-lapper for the street stocks.
They are getting lined up. A beautiful kaleidoscope of colors. And, Alan, this race just continues to get bigger and bigger year after year. 54 drivers unofficially. I'm understanding a couple of cars, unless they've been able to do some work that I was working and talking with in the pits, were having engine issues. Some having a blown valve. One got caught up in an accident, got the entire front clip torn off. But you're also seeing the resurgence of some of the help from the teams. And as you watch this free preview on Race in America, Alan, we've talked about it. This race continues to grow from where it is 13 years ago when the first race was won by Kevin Benton. That was in 2011 on New Year's Day, might I add. After 2 years of the Polar Bear 150, Ron Barfield decided to pick it up and make it the New Year's Bash. And this is the 13th year of this event. You've got drivers, Alan, from the Carolinas, the Northeast, the Midwest.
Yeah, a lot of Wisconsin drivers here, a lot of drivers from the Midwest.
The Deep South, Alabama, Florida being represented this year. Maine, Bangor, Maine. That's what, a 22-hour drive to get down here to Dillon?
If you haven't ordered your pay-per-view coverage already, street stock coverage of qualifying coming up now, but we'll have U-Cars racing for 30 laps this evening, Challenger cars racing for 75 laps, and Legends cars, huge field of Legends cars racing for 30 laps. Our coverage here on Racing America tomorrow will start at 2 p.m. Eastern time for the B mains for the street stocks. Then we'll have the A main for the Carolina Mini Stock Challenge, 4-cylinder street stocks going for 100 laps of the New Year's Bash. That'll be $2,500 to win, and the Legends car. Again, if you haven't done so, go to racingamerica.tv now and order your coverage here on Racing America.
The number, as we mentioned before, coming back with coverage, was 20. 20 drivers will be locked in. Now, Alan, there is one driver that I can let you know. No ifs, ands, or buts. If something happens to him, he will automatically be locked in to run the New Year's Bash. Obviously, provisionals are up for grabs. But it is just amazing the turnout of drivers that have come to this event. This will be single car qualifying, by the way. Single car qualifying to let every driver, Alan, have the opportunity to use the track from the top to the bottom of the 4/10 mile egg-shaped here facility to its capacity.
If you like what you're seeing here, check out our 24-hour streaming channel, 24 hours, as I said, Racing America TV, with over 15 hours of live racing per week and original content from the short track and racing communities. Racing America TV is your racing fix at home on your television. Our channel can be seen on popular streaming platforms such as Fubo, Tubi, Zumo, LG channels, and Local Now. Be sure to check that out if you have a smart TV. I've got, what have I got? I've got 2 smart TVs at home, and the other couple aren't so smart.
I've got 5.
Yeah. Smart TVs?
Sometimes
It's
they're
bad when
smart, and then sometimes they're smarter than the person using the remote control.
I was about to say it's bad when the TV's smarter than the than the person watching it.
By the way, Yank Wayne Sylvia is who I was referring to, Alan. Originally from Bristol, Rhode Island, now resides here in Dillon, South Carolina. Last year in the November event, he was guaranteed a starting spot because there was a random pill draw at the Fall Spectacular that gave him a guaranteed starting spot. He don't even have to worry about qualifying. He is going to qualify, but he has a provisional for the New Year's Bash guaranteed tomorrow afternoon. The man they call Yank, Wayne Sylvia, in that car number 11.
Hey, we always like when you tweet your seat. If you're on Twitter, tweet your seat using hashtag New Year's Bash and at Racing America. Gauge Sports, well, says Alan is doing an amazing job as usual in Racing America. Thank you for that. Can't wait to hear him call my uncle's race tomorrow. I'm watching qualifying right now. Let's go Adam Rowe. And Adam's in the silver car number 0 that we'll be seeing. Again, tweet your seat. And when you tweet your seat, let us know where you're watching from. And if you've got a favorite driver, somebody you're pulling for, tweet your seat. Let us know where you're watching from. And we'll try to mention you on our broadcast here this afternoon. That's always fun.
Is Jess Ballard coming? I know that Ron Barfield was trying to sell her on coming to this event. I know she's never been here before. Her and Travis Braden need to load up the mobile home, the nice camper, and well, actually, she's got a house now, don't she?
Yep. They've got a place in downtown Charlotte that is Tom Roberts calls her short track sweetheart, Jess Ballard, and I don't know if Jess is going to make it or not, but if she does, we'll be sure to let you know.
Tom Roberts, great guy as well with what he does with the Alan Kulwicki Driver Development Program. Congratulations to Napa, California, Dylan Zampa winning the championship. Of course, one of those West Coast drivers, a talent he is as well.
Now, remember here for New Year's Bash qualifying here for the street stocks, that will be single car qualifying.
That's right. Yep.
And each car will get the track to themselves. And again, we're looking at 20. That's the magic number to get locked into. But we did see a couple of cars last year, if you remember, Wesley, get disqualified in post-qualifying techs. So it's not official till it's official. You know, once we get done here with qualifying, we'll let you know how the top 20 stands. But it may not end up that way.
And remember, the top 20 will go through a vigorous post-qualifying inspection. We saw cars, as you mentioned, get throughout last year. We've seen it in the past. There's a 2-time winner out of Concord, North Carolina, the Brewster Baker six-pack throwback, Winston colors. That is, of course, Jeff Melton. He has won this event twice, Alan, 2015, 2018. He is the only driver that is a multi-winner of this event. A 2-time winner for Melton, a 5-time winner for Gary Ledbetter Jr. But, Alan, you know, since 2020, it seems like Ledbetter's been on a slump in that 32 car. Or could it be his car is good, but the other drivers and competitors have just figured out to be able to compete and get around him?
Well, he had some misfortune last year. He spun on the first lap, and things just went downhill from there. The one thing I noticed from practice, though, today is we were really seeing a lot of names up at the top of the board that are not local to the Carolinas, that are not regulars here at Dillon Motor Speedway or in the mass street stocks. And I think today's qualifying session could end up being very, very interesting for sure.
What is going through the mind of those drivers, their crew members, their families? By the way, it is here in Dillon, South Carolina, fair skies, 56 degrees, Alan Dietz, as we approach 5 o'clock. Okay, it's 4:42 Eastern time here in Dillon, South Carolina. Alan, we're probably going to get about another 30 minutes of daylight. Nightfall will settle in. Temperature tonight is supposed to drop down to 38, so the upper 30s. And obviously, Alan, you want to qualify in daylight. I don't think you want to qualify at the night. I really don't think you want to see that happen because you've been practicing the last 2 days in daylight conditions.
And again, they'll get 3 laps.
Yep.
So, those second and third laps, they should have plenty of heat in the tires. There you see Will Bellamy down there, Racing America's social guru. You can check out everything that Will has to share on Facebook and Twitter on our Racing America feeds. And he's done a great job letting everybody know what's going on here at Dillon Motor Speedway this weekend for sure.
The calm before the storm. There's that 97 machine, the driver, waiting intently. That is, of course, Adam Gray. Adam Gray and his team, the Thomas Ryland Teddy Bear Motorsports entry. James Swan is back, by the way.
Yep, in that Alan Kowicki throwback.
Radio station car. And I looked in the comment section, Alan. There's a lot of hype for Wisconsin drivers. And how about it? Close to 6 or 7 Wisconsin drivers this year from the Cheese State represented. There is Steve Worthington. We've known for many years, Alan, Randy Worthington driving that car from Hornytown, North Carolina. The 13, Steve Worthington Heritage Finance Machine.
Where is he from?
Hornytown, North Carolina. And it is real. When he told me his hometown, I had to pull up Google and look it up. 44 on the speedway there. Okay, we're ready to qualify here in a bit. There's a story behind that car right there, Alan. That is actually usually the 95 car for this event in memory of Doug Fox and Nana from Plymouth Speedway. It is a 44, paying homage to Doug Fox, who passed away a couple of weeks ago, a veteran racer up in Indiana in the Hoosier State, and his wife, or one of the members of the track, Nana, worked for a very long time at the Speedway. And Steve Stacy, Allen, is going to be driving that tribute car for the BSR Performance Team. There is the 48. In the past, Allen, we've seen Gary Ledbetter Sr. and Gary Ledbetter Jr. win in that car from Salina, Texas. That is Sonny Chofin.
And remember, Sonny Chofin ran really well here last year, finished second, I believe it was.
That's right. Looking at information on Sonny Chofin, he has a 3-time Mid-Atlantic Street Stock champion. He finished, he's won the B-Mains, Allen, but he's never won the New Year's Bash, but he did have a top 5 finish last year in the 48.
Now, there you see the 22 of Josh Labatch, and remember, we mentioned Josh Labatch in the Challenger qualifying in a car that looked similar, and as a lot of drivers are doing this weekend, several drivers doing double duty in various divisions.
Free preview, pay-per-view coverage for this event. And it all goes towards the track, Dillon Motor Speedway, the 13th annual New Year's Bash Street Stock Nationals presented by Brown's RV Superstore, Patriot Chevrolet. Racing coverage, again, as Alan mentioned, by 5-Star Race Car Bodies. There's Will Bellamy again.
You know, Brown's RV Superstore, if you've never been by there, I believe it's Highway 151.
Yep.
If you're leaving Charlotte going towards Darlington, or if you're leaving Darlington going towards Charlotte, it's over there right next to the road, and it is just unbelievable, the store that they've got there. And I really appreciate the folks from Brown's RV Superstore for being a part of the New Year's Bash once again this year.
Hello to Bob Lowry. Bob Lowry from America's nicest racetrack, the Carteret County Speedway. Swansboro, of course, Racing America, covering the events out there, including that wild Allen Race of Champions. That was one we'll never forget for sure.
Well, we got a few folks tweeting their seats. The great Freddie Kraft says, "Let's go Boo Carlisle." Of course, Cup Series, I think he's Bubba Wallace's spotter. DJ Garrard watching in Claremont, New Hampshire, pulling for Chris Riondo. Alex Papini in Pensacola, Florida. Some of the folks watching, also Josh Pittman in Mechanicsville, Virginia. Thank you for watching. Remember, tweet your seat throughout the afternoon. Use hashtag New Year's Bash. And here we go, trying to get locked into the top 20 so you don't have to race in those dreaded B mains here tomorrow afternoon.
For the 13th time, qualifying underway for the New Year's Bash, Street Stock Nationals. Ant Kohler up first. He's from Hartsville, South Carolina. This is his 4th attempt at the New Year's Bash. He runs full-time in the Bash Series. Best finish last year was 8th in a race at Hickory. Ant Kohler.
And you get
short
all
for
the,
Anthony.
Yep, you get all the variations of Camaros here. That's the more modern Camaro. You'll see those late 70s Camaros, James Swan's mid-80s Camaro. His first lap for Ant Kohler, 18.679. 18.679 coming around now to get the checkered flag. And we'll see what Ant does on this lap. Picks it up just a little bit, 18.608. 18.608.
Anthony Kohler will set the bar in that number 30 machine. Our stop-and-go official awaits to give the go sign. Just as much hype as you see in Pensacola in December, the same can be here in January for the street stocks of true grassroots racing on Race in America. And here comes the next car, the number 2. This is Dave Troop from New Lisbon, Wisconsin. Listen to the credentials on this guy. 19 titles in Wisconsin, Dales Raceway, Tama, Columbus, and also on the Wisconsin Touring Series. This is his 2nd attempt since 2018. Last time he was here, Alan, he broke the track record in qualifying. The number 2, this is again the driver of Dave Troop from New Lisbon, Wisconsin.
First lap, 18.398. That's the quick time so far as Troop works down the back straightaway into turn 3. And we'll see what Dave Troop can do here on his 2nd lap. Second lap time going to be 18.163, trending in the right direction. You figure pole's probably going to be in, what, the 1780s, I would think.
I'm thinking 1780s, 17.7 maybe. Just depends.
Here comes Troop now to finish his lap, and he picks it up, 17.980. So Dave Troop right now with the quick time, and here's one of those 4 cars out of the Josh Way shops.
You're exactly right, Alan. Of course, all 4 of those cars hand-painted by a native from Ohio and Indiana. This is Josh Poor from Anderson, Indiana. His first ever attempt here at the New Year's Bash. Races full-time on the Ohio Wheelman Series of a 12-race series. Of a 9-race series. He won 5 of the 9 races, and he still ended up being 3rd in the point standings for the championship at the end of the year. Look at that hand-painted race car. Mr. Muffler Service Center, Ways Welding Custom, number 5, Alan. I love it.
18.694, 18.694 right now, 3rd quick of the 3 cars that have qualified. And right now you see Poor's name has not been entered in timing and scoring. But they'll get it there as we complete his lap in that Monte Carlo, and he'll move it up now to 18.583, and that'll be 2nd fastest.
So now Troop fast time, Poor Kohler of the 3, the 4th qualifier on Speedway now, the 017. And this is the driver getting ready to take time. This is J.R. Torch, I'm believing unofficially here, getting ready to go on track, the 017 machine. And we'll see how he will end up on the qualifying clock. A lot of cars here. And this is Alex Weber, my apologies. Alex Weber from South Beloit, Illinois.
Man, dirt tracking it there out of turn 4.
This is Alex Weber again from South Beloit, Illinois, from the land of Lincoln. He raced at Rockford Speedway, 3 sportsman wins, his inaugural attempt at the New Year's Bash. 17-0-17 coming at you.
All right, let's see what Weber does. 18.814 on the final lap. That'll be fourth quick of the four that have qualified. Dave Trout right now in the car number 2, quick time with a 17.980.
Here is the second of the 4 cars we mentioned. This is the number 25 machine. This is Josh Sage. Last year, Alan, Josh Sage finished 4th here at the New Year's Bash Nationals from Piqua, Ohio.
And don't forget, he advanced through one of the B features.
He did.
And that car was a little bit beat up, a little rough for wear. But that car really came on in the second half last year of the New Year's Bash.
Started the race 31st last year. Had to go through started the race in 23rd. He had to go through the provisionals from those top 6 that made it in from the B main. And then from there on, he fought his way to a top 5. The number 25, Josh Sage.
18.834 right now. He's going to want to pick it up on this lap, or he may be racing in the B main again this year. Looks a little bit better on this lap, a lot better. 18.430, and that is second fastest. But again, I don't think that's the lap he's going to want to see.
No. Up next, from Jefferson, Wisconsin, 26-year veteran racer in sportsman competition. He was the 18 and 19 back-to-back and at 2021 Wisconsin State Champion, and he was making his debut tonight at the New Year's Bash for qualifying. The number 6 of Jason Tama. Jason Tama in the number 6 machine. Beautiful looking race car for the Lilly Auto Care car.
Yeah, I mean, when we were looking down there, I thought it was a Challenger car. I mean, it looked like a late model. Really good looking car for Toma. And right now, second fastest, 18.268.
Yeah, I know it says Thomas on timing and scoring, but it's actually Toma in the number 6 machine. Beautiful looking Ford, as Alan mentioned, coming to the line.
Second lap, 18.217, 18.217. That'll be second fastest. Right now, Dave Trout, that 17.98 looks pretty good. I don't think it'll be for the pole, but it looks really good to get into the top 20, I would say.
At least holding his own right now, as you said. Up next to qualify, all the way from Herman, Maine, just outside of course, way up there. From Bangor, Maine, he runs at Speedway 95. And he's making his inaugural debut here at the New Year's Bash. This is Scott Maudry. Scott Maudry in the Black Betty, number 1. I just hear a little bit of Leonard Skinner in my head with that, looking at the back of that car, Alan.
Yep, a little Black Betty, right? All right, let's see what the lap will be here on lap number 2 for Scott Maudry. 19.013, 19.013 on the second lap.
Well, okay, Ram Jam, actually, is what I've been told. Ram Jam sings it. Maybe so.
No, he's right. That Mark Keeler's talking in our ear.
Yeah, that's a rock guy right there.
All right, 18.820, 7th quick of the 7 cars that have qualified, and I don't know. There's something. I think this guy knows a thing or two about how to get around this racetrack and did not practice a lot, which could be a bad sign for the competition.
He's won the New Year's Bash back-to-back in 2012, 2013. Did it again in 16 and 17. Oh, whoa. And by the way, a hat trick. Did it again in 19 and 20. He is a 5-time winner of this event. Also at a win single in 2016. The 5-time winner of this race, the car number 32 in Lexington, North Carolina, 4-time Mass Street Stock champion, North Wilkesboro Speedway, Wednesday night winner of the racetrack revival, by the way, Alan. That was on Race in America, and he has over 200-plus feature wins. Gary Ledbetter Jr.
Well, he better pick it up a lot on this final lap. 18.718 right now, only good enough for 6th. He just about put it in the inside wall on the first lap. He picks it up, 18.309. That'll be third fastest. That could be B main territory there. As the next car out on the speedway, it's the 22 of Jim Storas back here for another year.
Yeah, good to see the 22X machine back out there. As these drivers are taking time, as qualifying continues on, this is Jim Storas out of Kingston, New Hampshire. Multi-titles and championships at Star Speedway, competing in the NASCAR Will and Modified Tour back in 2010, 2011, 2022. Street Stock champ at Star Speedway. Second attempt here at the Bash. This is Jim Storas, as Alan mentioned.
All right, let's see what Jim Storas will do. Right now, 19.043. And that right now is the slowest that we've seen here this afternoon. This looks to be a little bit better lap, though, here on lap 3. 18.881, 18.881, and that'll stay ninth quickest.
Qualifying continuing on here on Racing America, a live look in via Facebook, and here comes the next qualifier. This is the number 26. This is Stephen Donahue from Washington, Vermont. First attempt here at the New Year's Bash. Of course, he runs at Thunder Road and the ACT Late Model Tour. 2016 Tiger, what they call Street Stocks at Thunder Road. Champion of 22 at Riverside in the late model. What some credentials for this guy, Stephen Donahue. His Chevrolet off the corner, almost hitting the wall, Allen, out of turn 4.
Let's see what Donahue will turn here. 18.690 on that second lap, that seventh fastest. Dave Trout still with the time to beat in the car number 2, 17.980. Whoa, and Donahue gets close to that outside wall. He let it hang out, but it paid off, 18.541, and that'll move him up to 5th quick.
Finding that race car, no doubt about it. Little Irish, Stephen Donahue. Thank you, Dave Moody, giving me that text there on the man that he knows very well from Washington, Vermont. Here's the next qualifier, the number 67. And, of course, we'll see where they end up on the clock, diving off into the first turn.
Aaron Plemons out there in the 67, 19.319 on the first lap for Aaron Plemons. I believe last year was his first New
second
Year's Bash.
attempt. Yes, sir, Aaron Plemons in car number 67. The Tracy Motorsports Chevrolet Camaro, Aaron Plemons. And Alan, he was one of those drivers that was just a part of every which way but loose calamity last year at the Bash.
18.726 on lap number 2. That'll be 8th fastest as Aaron Plemons comes around now and again gets right up next to that outside wall. 18.601. That'll be 7th fastest of the 11 cars that have qualified so far for Aaron Plemons.
Here is the third of the 4 cars we were mentioning in qualifying from the Way Racing Stables, and this is the Tim Richmond Hendrick throwback, the number 25 from Paynesville, Ohio, his 7th of 13 years of the New Year's Bash attempt. Josh Way, his best finish was 5th. And his goal this year, Alan Dietz, what do you think it is?
To finish in the top 3.
Yes, but more importantly, avoid the big wrecks. You got to be there at the end and stay out of trouble. That's what he wants to do.
Well, he looks pretty good out there right now. First lap, and it's going to be, or second lap, excuse me, 18.567. That's 6th quick. This could be a pretty good lap for Josh Way as he works out of turn number 4 this time, comes back to the line, and it is a good lap. 18.317. That'll be 4th fastest. Moves his teammate Josh Sage back to 5th.
Up next to qualify. You've seen him before, the 9 car. There's another driver in that machine, and it's not his sister. From Landrum, South Carolina, 5 late model wins this year at Greenville Pickens Speedway. 6 New Year's Bash attempt, and he finished 4th in 2019. Austin Samaro, Alan Dietz on track, and he's been running late models most recently at Carteret County. You saw it on Racing America in the Solid Rock Carrier Race of Champions.
And remember, he had a hard crash here a couple of years ago racing in the top 3. He's always ran well here, and this car looks great as he comes around now and puts in the 3rd fastest time, 18.269 there for Austin Samaro. Can he get down and challenge Dave Troop for the pole here? Let's see. Here he comes out of turn number 4. Good looking lap. Turns it sideways out of turn 4. And that little bobble might have cost him 18.345 on the last lap. And he will stay 3rd quick right now. So Dave Troop, the quick time, 17.980. Jason Tama in the 6-car 2nd quick. Austin Samaro 3rd. Gary Ledbetter in 4th, and Josh Way is 5th as we stand right now.
Diving off into turn number 2, the Camaro number 7 from Ackworth, Georgia, a 2-time Mid-Atlantic Street Stock Series champion, 1-time Carolina Asphalt Street Stock Series champion, many wins across the Deep South, the Mid-South, and his 4th attempt this year at the New Year's Bash, and a couple of wins also at Crisp, where Ben Sumner will have Winterfest coming up at the end of the month on Racing America. Jeff Sparks, he wants to win the Bash, Alan. He's on track now.
Yeah, he's been trying for a long time. First lap for Jeff Sparks, 18.516. That'll be 7th fastest. See what he does here on his next lap. Car looks good right now. Right down there on that apron in turn 4. Comes around. Sticks, looks good. And he goes up to 4th, 18.287, 18.287. Good lap there for Jeff Sparks.
What a drive for that man. Up next to qualify from Wilbraham, Massachusetts, this is Tom O'Sullivan. He has raced all over the Northeast. He's a 2-time late model champion at Thompson. He's raced super late models also in super stocks. And this is his first attempt at the New Year's Bash from Wilbraham, Massachusetts. This is Tom O'Sullivan.
And we've seen some strong street stocks as O'Sullivan gets really sideways going down into turn 1. Does a good job to regather it. But we've seen some good street stock races from Thompson where O'Sullivan races at. Comes around now. He'll complete this lap. And the time going to be 19.067. No surprise with that big bobble he had. If he get through turns 3 and 4, he may put down a pretty good lap here.
Notice he's staying on the bottom of the racetrack and then jumping up to the top of the racetrack to the wall on the straightaway, Alan.
He does pick it up a lot. 18.544. That'll be 9th quick. 9th quick for O'Sullivan, so a good pickup on his final lap.
We've not officially got anybody on the bubble. Just let 16 cars have taken time. Look out in the turn number 1 and 2, the 55 machine up the racetrack, back on the groove. And this is going to be the driver out of Mount Pillier, Vermont. Mount Pillier, Vermont, the home of Dave Moody. Thunder Road, Riverside, White Mountain, and a Rookie of the Year title in all of them. This is Keegan Lamson on the racetrack in that 55 car. I'm digging the skulls with the hat on that car, Alan, going into turn number 3.
All right, let's see what we'll get here from Keegan Lamson on this second lap. 18.756, 18.756. That'll be 13th quick. And remember, we're closing in on the bubble. The bubble is 20. You want to be in the top 20 so you don't have to race in the B mains here tomorrow. Keegan Lamson, 18.616 on lap number 3. That'll be 13th quick of the 16 cars that have qualified.
Okay, Alan, this is the driver that I was telling you about, that no matter what happens tonight in qualifying, he has the opportunity to be able to make it in to the race. This is Corey Fanning, correction, that's Wayne Silver. We got, what, 2 or 3 cars with 11s. This is Corey Fanning from Burryville, Rhode Island. From Burryville, Rhode Island. Thompson, 5-time Seekonk Speedway track champion. tracks, wins titles, and his debut of the New Year's Bash here this year. Alan, we got a lot of drivers making their big. I'm digging the phenom on the car, too.
Let's see what the time will be here for Corey Fanning. 18.859 on his first lap. Right now, the quickest. 19.124 on the second lap. Right now, that's 16th quick. And this should be a lot better lap here for Corey Fanning coming around to get the checkered flag.
By the way, Alan.
Quite a bit better. 18.456. That'll move him up to 8th fastest.
We know Mark Keeler is from the Northeast, from Massachusetts, and he had to let me know it's Wilbraham, Massachusetts, for Tom O'Sullivan.
I thought he was from Florida.
Oh, Minder's in trouble. Trouble, turn one, bottom of the racetrack. Car shoots up the speedway, keeps it off the outside retaining wall. That's Chris Minder's car, and that will put a halt for qualifying for just a moment. As the 57, they call the Sidewinder, and that matches his nickname perfect, Alan.
Yes, it does.
Now, look what he's doing. This is perfectly legal. He could probably go all the way to turn number 1 and 2 if he wanted to and start over. But what he's trying to do, Alan, is turn back around and get back to speed, try to clean off the tires and go again.
And as I said, Wesley, we're closing in on that bump spot. Right now, Minders will be the 18th car to qualify.
Yep.
And you want to be in that top 20. I think the track's a little slower than we thought it was going to be. Dave Trude, I didn't think 17.980 would be a threat for the pole. But right now, that's the only car we're seeing down in the 17-second bracket. And we've seen some good cars go out there.
The guy they call Sidewinder from Liberty, South Carolina, his 5th attempt at the New Year's Bash. He's been racing since 1996, Chris Minders. And mind you, I talked to that crew this afternoon. Alan, they've been fighting something handling on that car all day long. He said it's something to do with the rear end. They fixed the rear end in the first practice session. Something happened to the front end of the car. They are literally in a catch-22 trying to figure out what's going on with the handling of that 57.
18.943 as he dirt tracks it to the line here on lap number 3, and that will not pick him up. Right now, he is the slowest qualifier. His best lap, 18.943. And looks like he's going to take an extra lap, but I think his attempt is over.
Up next to qualify, the 07. This is Super Coupe Mike Cooper. Alan, we know this name very well from our days at East Carolina, Southern National, and more. The driver of Plymouth, North Carolina. This driver needs no introductions. Multiple wins, championships all over the Carolinas in the number 07.
Yeah,
the 49-year-old, and his Chevrolet comes out of turn 4.
And remember, he won the Challenger race here a few years ago, did Michael Cooper. So he knows how to get around this racetrack. First lap for Cooper. And let's see where it will shake out. 9th quick, 18.539. See what he does here on his second lap. Car gets a little bit sideways, gets out to the outside wall, and not quite fast enough on the second lap to pick it up any. But Mike Cooper right now, 9th quick. Now, the 20th qualifier on track, Wesley.
And after that, it's bump time. This is the driver I mentioned earlier. Remember, the driver, Austin Samaro, his sister has raced this car in the past. Well, she's engaged now. So there's an opportunity for a new man to go to the car.
Well,
how about it? Out of Raymond, New Hampshire, this is Albie Ovitt. He runs all over the Northeast. Star Speedway champion in 2019 in the Street Stocks, the Ted Cook Motorsports number 9. The car out of South Carolina. The driver from New Hampshire, Albie Ovitt.
He can definitely get it done, and he lays down a good lap. 8th quick,
yes,
18.441. He's a former winner at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. As you said, Wesley, if there's a big street stock race up in New England, Albie Ovitt is there, and he is a threat for the win. Checkered flag is out, and he'll move up a spot. 18.400, and that'll be 7th quick for Albie Ovitt.
Dave Trout, still the fast man. 17.980. Up next to qualify, the number 48. Of course, Gary Ledbetter Sr.'s driven this car. So has Junior. But most recently, it's been Sonny Chofin. He's from Salina, Texas, a 3-time Mid-Atlantic Street Stock Series champion. He's won the B-Main 2 times. He's never won the Bash. Ready to see what he can do in his 8th attempt this year. The 48, almost fighting the handling of that car as he dove into turn number 3. Wow. This is Sonny Chofin.
Runner-up last year was Sonny Chofin. See what he does here as the white flag is out. 18.395, 7th quick for Sonny Chofin as he takes it back into turns 3 and 4. Get another one of those cars out of the Ledbetter shops. As Wesley said, checkered flag is out. And a good lap for Sonny Chofin, 18.278. He will be 4th quick. Dave Trout still with the time to beat, 17.980. Chris Minders, he has been bumped in the car number 57. Jim Storrs in the car number 22 is now on the bubble.
You read my mind, and there's a plume of smoke coming from the back end of the Boo machine. That's the B00 car. That's the driver, of course, Boo Carlisle on the racetrack of Jefferson, Georgia, formerly known as the Peach State Speedway or Gresham Motorsports Park. He's been racing for 12 years. He's ran at Tri-County, Crisp, North Wilkesboro Speedway, Hickory, 2nd attempt at the New Year's Bash in the Kick and Asphalt Boo Meredith Battery 00 machine. Boo Carlisle. Had some smoke come from that Camaro, Allen, but then all of a sudden he's right back to speed. And again, Storrs is on the bubble.
And Boo Carlisle, he's going to want to pick it up a lot right now, only 22nd quick. That's the slowest of all the qualifiers. He thought he had a top 10 qualifying car. That's the Camaro. As we said, all versions of Camaros here from the 1980s. 19.033, and Boo Carlisle struggling mightily in that car. And he will not bump his way in, so Jim Storrs still on the bubble.
Up next to qualify, the number 13. We've seen son Randy drive this car. It's now his dad. In his 4th New Year's Bash attempt, he's also ran in the Mid-Atlantic Street Stock Series Tour in 2022 and 21. From Hornytown, North Carolina, this is Steve Worthington. Ready to go in that green number 13. You know, Alan, that's that car that, 13's a bad number. Green's never, they say, a good number, car color in racing. He does both, and we've seen that car just be slung around in the last, 3-4 years, every which way but loose. But no doubt about it, the new year comes, that car's right back here, ready to go again.
Yep, every year he is. Let's see where he's going to end up as the checkered flag is out. 18.772, Steve Worthington, 18th quick. That bumps Jim Storrs and now puts the one of Scott Maudery on the bubble.
Up next to qualify, the number 71. From Greenville, South Carolina. This is a driver that's been racing since 1997. 3 track titles at the Greenville Pickens Speedway. He's got 1 championship at Anderson in his inaugural debut for the New Year's Bash. The 71 out of Greenville, South Carolina. This is Tim Sams. Sam's Plumbing Services entry, number 71 on the track now, Alan.
And that's the car that Austin Samaro ran in here a couple of years ago and had that hard crash on the back straightaway.
Yep.
But was really running well with that car. Let's see where Sams is going to end up here in the car number 71. First lap, 18th quick, 18.680. That bumps Scott Maudery and puts the 017 of Alex Weber on the bubble. See where Sams goes here on lap number 2. Picks it up, 18.490, and that will be 12th quick.
Scott Maudery just got bumped. Alex Weber on the bumble of 20. Up next to qualify, the number 51 machine. This is the Chevrolet Camaro, number 51. This is Joe Girard. Joe Girard out of Eustis, Florida. He runs at Citrus, 3rd points in 2022. His first New Year's Bash. We'll see what Girard can do.
Works it through here in the car number 51. First lap, 19.657. That'll be 25th fastest.
And we'll be at Citrus County on Racing America next week, right? For the
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Showtime Speedway next week for their Winter Fest as Joe Girard, 18.780. Right now, 1 spot shy of bumping his way in. Alex Weber has been bumped, and Joe Girard will move up to the bubble, 18.650. That'll be 20th quick for Girard, and that'll bump Steve Worthington.
From Darlington, South Carolina, over 1,000 career wins, 25 track championships from all over the Mid-Atlantic at tracks including Myrtle Beach, Dillon, Florence, and others. 13th attempt at the New Year's Bash. He's been one of the veterans since the beginning, Alan Dietz. The number 56, Locklear Race Cars entry Chevrolet. That's Wayne Locklear.
And remember, he ran really good here last year. He, the first half of the race, he and Bobby Tumbleston were right there together up at the front of the field, and he fell off in the second half of the race, still ended up with a top 5 finish, I believe. See what Wayne Locklear will do here on lap number 1.
Well, fights it off the corner. He had the rear end come out of most, Alan.
18.546, that's 16th quick. That bumps Joe Girard, now puts Keegan Lampson on the bubble. Good pickup on lap number 2, though, for Wayne Locklear, 18.427. That'll move him up to 9th quick. And right now on the bubble, looks like it's going to be the 55 of Keegan Lampson.
Up next to qualify, from South Royalton, Vermont, this is Brian Kenyon. He competes at Thunder Road. I'm going to get it right, Alan Dietz. Monadnock. He competes on the SCCA Road Racer part-time schedule. He's a 30-year veteran racer, and this is an inaugural run in the New Year's Bash. Yes, Mark Keeler, Monadnock, Brian Kenyon in car number 62, the SFW Farms Chevrolet.
All right, let's see what Kenyon does here in the car number 62. First lap, 18.954. That is 28th quick. Right now, Keegan Lampson stays. Actually, Keegan Lampson has been bumped. And right now, Ant Kohler has also been bumped. Aaron Plemons on the bubble, as it looks like the 62 car, Brian Kenyon, was able to bump his way in, I believe, 18.578, and right now that is 17th quick. Again, Keegan Lampson has been bumped. Ant Kohler now is on the bubble.
And remember, Ant Kohler qualified first. Dead in 3 on the laps. Dead in 2. 3 laps total, Alan Dietz. It's a dead lap and then green-white checker. As up next from Savannah, Georgia, his 3rd attempt at the New Year's Bash. He races at Chris Motorsports Park. Shout out to Ben Sumner and everybody there. Winterfest coming up on Racing America at the end of the month in January. Competed also in 2021 and 22 in the Mid-Atlantic Street Stock Tour. Josh Labatch. And remember, Alan, 2 separate cars, Labatch in a street stock. Labatch also was in the Challenger race.
Just so you know, Dave Trout is still on the pole. The issue on our ticker is through track timing and scoring. Adam Rowe is not the quick qualifier, so Dave Trout is still the quick qualifier as far as the 22 car of Labatch goes. He will be right now, I believe he is 13th fastest, 18.500. So Ant Kohler has been bumped. Aaron Plemons has been bumped, and now Josh Poore on the bubble.
Wade Berger up now from Plymouth, Indiana. Raced at Plymouth since 2010. He was, by the way, racing his dad's car tonight since the early 90s. It sat in the weeds for a while. They decided to bring it back. He also raced Outlaw late models, and this is his inaugural New Year's Bash attempt. The 96 from Plymouth, Indiana, Wade Berger.
Okay, with this Adam Rowe entry being incorrect, Ant Kohler has just been bumped.
Yep.
Aaron Plemons is now on the bubble, and that was a really good lap there for Wade Berger. 18.468 for the car number 96, and that'll be 12th fastest. Ron Flynn on track now in the car number 66, longtime veteran of the Mid-Atlantic Street Stock Series. Really hard to believe right now. Dave Trout has survived a lot of challenges. The only car down in the 17-second bracket, 17.980, and he went out very early in qualifying as Ron Flynn comes by, 18.892. That'll be 28th quick.
Yeah, Ron Flynn out of Monroe, North Carolina, third attempt here at the New Year's Bash. And Allen, the flying trucking car 1 year back in 2019 was the year that Sonny Chofin won in that car in a B-Main.
That's right. All right, let's see where Flynn ends up here in the car number 66.
And they've updated time and scored, Allen. Finally, Dave Trout back up at the top now the way it should have been.
Ron Flynn
Yes.
not able to bump in 18.840. He is 27th quick. As Wesley said, Ant Kohler has been bumped and Aaron Plemons remains on the bubble.
Fighting the car, trying to keep it off the wall. There's that 44 that I mentioned. A tribute car, if you will. Usually he drives the car number 95. This is Steve Stacy from Plymouth, Indiana. Paying respect to a racer flagman of the Speedway of Doug Fox and Nana, a track official that passed away almost on the same day, actually. Raced since 95. He's a champion of the street stock late models and outlaw late models 10 times at Plymouth Speedway.
Right
2022 outlaw late model champion. This is his inaugural debut, Allen.
Steve Stacy picks it up on his final lap, but not enough, 18.872. He'll stay 28th quick. Aaron Plemons survives another one and continues to be on the bubble.
Staying alive, right?
That's right.
Up next to qualify, this is the 07. This is the Teddy's Bear Pools entry Sullivan Motorsports machine. The driver is Christopher Buffoni. And Buffoni from Belchertown, Massachusetts on the Speedway. This will be his second attempt at the New Year's Bash. This year, 15 wins at Monadnock.
There you go. All right, let's see for Buffoni.
Beautiful
Big time
car.
pickup. 18.416, ninth quick. Great job. That bumps Aaron Plemons and puts the 5 of Josh Poor on the bubble.
Buffoni coming to the line.
Still a lot of cars to go, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's 50 some odd signed in this year. It's amazing.
Good job for Buffoni. Moves up another spot, 18.367. That'll move him up to 8th. And that should make him safely in.
So getting the dead lap. This is going to be the driver of a 51, Jonathan Langham. He's out of Mobile, Alabama. Allen, you've seen him on Race in America and at Five Flag Speedway before, and at Montgomery. He races there. He's also the 2022 Snowball Derby winner of the Street Stocks. First New Year's Bash attempt, Jonathan Langham in the 51.
Yes, we've seen him a lot here on Racing America. He raced at North Wilkesboro as well. And first time we've seen one of these cars out of the Deep South. Well, not the first time, but one of the few cars we've seen out of the Deep South come up and try to qualify. 19.209 right now. That is 33rd. And Josh Poor continues to be on the bubble. Langham will pick it up to 32nd, 19.018. But Josh Poor will stay on the bubble. And Dave Trout right now survives on the pole, 17.980 as we stand right now.
Up next to qualify from Waterbury, Vermont. He's been racing go-karts. He's got 2 track championships, raced the Tiger class, which is the street stocks at Thunder Road Speedball. The Tiger division is the name. He also is the 2022 White Mountain champion. And he also runs in late models. He plans to in 2023. The number 68 from Waterbury, Vermont, Allen. This is Tanner Woodard.
Yep, Tanner was here last year, and we saw Tanner race a lot up at White Mountain. As Wesley said, here on Racing America, first lap for Tanner Woodard. See where he slots in here. 18.769 right now, not quick enough. Right now, that's about 25th quick. Picks it up on lap number 3, though, 18.564. That'll move him up to 19th, bumps the 5 of Josh Poore, and that'll put the 62 of Brian Kenyon on the bubble.
Up next to qualify, the 51. This is, by the way, the 4th of the 4 cars we mentioned from the Way Racing Stables, Allen. This is a driver out of Painesville, Ohio. It's not Cole Trickle. It's a throwback to the Meliello car from the 1990 movie. First New Year's Bash attempt. He runs at Loren County Speedway. Austin Rechko on the Speedway. And by the way, Days of Thunder was in 1989. I just thought of that.
Yep, and that's a late 80s Monte Carlo there. The car number 51. Let's see where he goes right now. 24th quick with a 18.611. And Brian Kenyon in the car number 62 continues on the bubble.
Chevrolet Rechko coming off the corner. Allen, I'm telling you, it looks like every time we show that angle, them cars are fighting the handling off the 4th turn.
Well, we're going to be talking about it all weekend. We do every year how tough turn 4 is. And Rechko not going to be able to make it in on time. 18.611. Brian Kenyon in the 62 continues to be on the bubble. The bubble time at 18.578.
How about this beautiful looking thing? This beautiful car, Allen. Here comes the Duck. Remember in the past, he's been a purple car. It's now red. Big Red's here from Sellers, South Carolina in his 3rd attempt at the New Year's Bash. He's moving to Chargers, by the way, next year in the 23 from Sellers, South Carolina. This is J.R. Moore.
Let's see where J.R. Moore going to slot in. He has been strong here at Dillon through the years. And J.R. Moore, here he comes, 2nd lap completed. Moves up to 22nd quick, 18.599. That's 200th slower right now than Brian Kenyon's bubble time of 18.578. And now Kenyon has been bumped. J.R. Moore, he's going to move up all the way to 18.376. As I said, that'll be 9th quick. It bumps the 62 of Brian Kenyon. And now the 68 of Tanner Woodard on the bubble.
The primer-colored defending winner of the New Year's Bash is on course now. From the Victoria Automotive Entry, from Victoria, Virginia, former 3rd podium points finisher for the 2022 Mid-Atlantic Street Stock Championship, and the defending New Year's Bash champion, 2 wins in his career in the Mid-Atlantic Street Stock Series, the number 16. This is Kyle Lynch.
Kyle Lynch right now going to have to pick it up a lot. 18.779 for the defending winner. That's only 29th quick. Tanner Woodard continues to stay on the bubble. Let's see, can he get up into the top 20? And he will not. 18.665. Kyle Lynch, the defending winner. You would imagine he's got an automatic provisional, but that'll all have to be worked out by the track officials. But Kyle Lynch, last year's New Year's Bash winner, only 28th quick. Dave Trout continues on the bubble with a 17.980.
Up next to qualify from Granby, Massachusetts, this is a driver that has a Stafford Speedway title of 4. He includes also a Monadnock title, and it's his inaugural debut at the New Year's Bash. The number 97, this is Adam Gray. And again, as Alan mentioned, Dave Troop still the fast qualifier. Last time he was here, he set the new track record. That was in 2018. On course now on the bubble is Tanner Woodard, Alan.
Adam Gray here in the 97 car, 18.730. That'll be 29th quick. Right now, his time a couple of tenths slower than Tanner Woodard's bubble time of 20th. Second lap, 18.675. That'll be 29th quick for Adam Gray. Tanner Woodard in the 68 continues on the bubble. And talk about a veteran here, Wesley. I watched him race on dirt at Timminsville, what is now Florence, and over at Lakeview, and he's continuing on.
The 50 star from Darlington, South Carolina. Third place finish in 2018. Multiple championships and wins for this driver, no doubt about it. His goal, avoid the wrecks. The last few years have not been fun for the 50 star Palmetto Auto Auction entry into Darlington, South Carolina. This is Ricky Locklear Sr.
And he, as you said, Wesley, has had some terrible luck the last few years getting caught up in accidents not of his making. First lap here for Ricky Locklear Sr. It'll be 18.898. That is 36th quick. And Tanner Woodard continues on the bubble. But, boys, he's still got a long ways to go.
Long way to go in a short time to get there, Alan.
18.771. 30th fastest for Ricky Locklear. That will not bump in.
The 40th car is now taking time. Here comes the number 12. This is the driver. Two 12s actually on the field. We've got two number 12s, not the one that everybody's intently waiting for. Here is the new car, if you will. This is the driver of Cody DeMarles. Cody DeMarles on the Speedway in that number 12 car, and we'll see what he can do here, Alan.
Fans, don't forget, our Facebook Live coverage is about to come to an end, but you can get your pay-per-view coverage. Go to racingamerica.tv and contribute to part of this pay-per-view coverage here and be a part of the New Year's Bash. Cody DeMarles in the car number 12, 18.766. Right now, 30th quick as he'll take the checkered flag. Let's see what DeMarles will do on this lap. And he bumps his way in, 18.491, 16th fastest for Cody DeMarles. Tanner Woodard stayed on the bubble for a long time. He gets bumped, and now Thomas O'Sullivan in the car number 4 on the bubble.
Up next to qualify, this is J.R. Torch. They call him Jimbo in the number 17. We'll see what he can do on track now as this driver works off turn 4, the family Ford automotive entry. Nice entry diving into the turn. That was his deadlock, but now Allen, he's on the clock for the driver of the 17. J.R. Torch. They call him Jimbo again.
Let's see what this lap will be here for Torch. 19.842, 41st quick. Gonna have to pick it up a lot here on this last lap. Here he comes out of turn number 4. Checkered flag in the air for J.R. Torch, and he's not going to be able to do it. He'll stay 41st, 19.487. That leaves Thomas O'Sullivan on the bubble.
Up next to qualify, the number 46 machine. On the back straightaway, this is Cody Erickson from Algonquin, Illinois, from the land of Lincoln, from Algonquin, Illinois. First attempt at the New Year's Bash. He runs on dirt, Allen, at Wilmot. That's a dirt track, and he was the super stock champion on dirt. Cody Erickson in 46.
Right now, Cody Erickson on that warm-up lap, 19.136. Here he comes around on his first official lap, 18.799. That'll be 33rd fastest. And again, he's going to have to pick up a couple of tenths here if he wants to knock Thomas O'Sullivan from the bubble. How big would it be for Thomas O'Sullivan in his first try to make it in on time? Erickson picks it up on lap number 3, but not going to be enough. 18.662, and that's only good enough to move him up in to 29th.
Up next to qualify, the car number 27. He hasn't raced much this year in 2022. Ready to do a lot more racing in 23. But in the times he did race, Allen, he won. This is his 6th attempt of the New Year's Bash. The number 27 out of Dillon, South Carolina. Never count him out at the Bash, A.J. Hyatt.
Yeah, A.J. Hyatt, another one of the local drivers here, and always seems to run well here at Dillon Motor Speedway. See what he does here on this lap.
Well, down the back stretch. Sorry, Alan, let me cut you off. About had stereo there.
Sorry, he did bump his way in. 18.529. That's 18th fastest. That bumps Thomas O'Sullivan. And A.J. Hyatt will stay 18th. His second lap not quick enough to better his first time. So 18.529 the lap for A.J. Hyatt.
Well, here's the one everybody's ready to see. I know he popped up on time and scoring earlier, but that was false information from Davidson, Michigan. His 3rd attempt at the New Year's Bash. He said it, I quote Wesley, "I race and I win all over the Five Finger Lakes." From Michigan, this is Adam Rowe in the 0 car.
Don't forget, he, if I remember correctly, qualified on the pole here last year, but that time was disallowed.
Yep.
And that'll be something that we're going to watch to see who does get locked in. But let's see what Adam Rowe does here on his first lap. 18.737. That's 33rd quick as he works that Monte Carlo down the back straightaway. Again, going to have to pick up a couple of tenths here if he wants to knock Stephen Donahue off the bubble. And he does.
Wow.
He does. He knocks Stephen Donahue off the bubble.
Where did he get it from, Alan? That's the question.
And he's going to lock himself in with that lap. 18.311. That's 7th quick for the 0 of Adam Rowe. That bumps Stephen Donahue, now Mike Cooper on the bubble.
No, you're not watching Six Pack, but it is a throwback to the Budweiser Brewster Baker entry. The number 49, that's the driver out of Concord, North Carolina, a 2-time winner of the New Year's Bash. He won it back in 2015 and 2018. And he said he's been on a slump since, ready to turn it around. The number 49, that's Jeff Melton. And Alan, Jeff Melton, one of those drivers that we can see in any type of different throwback paint scheme. But it seems like the last couple of years now, he's a fan of the 6-pack car.
Yeah, we've seen him in a Coors throwback to Bill Elliott. What a lap. 18.190. Wow. That will put him 2nd quick. What's he got here on the final lap?
Can he bump him?
Not quite. He slows down on lap number 2. But that first lap, 18.190, 2nd quick for Jeff Melton. And the first real challenge we've seen to the 2 of Dave Trout, that bumps the 07 of Michael Cooper. And that puts the 27 of A.J. Hyatt now on the bubble.
You want to listen to a story? Listen to this story. Look at this car. This is a throwback from back in the 70s. This is the driver out of Hartsville, South Carolina, Allen, Cameron Minahan. His dad raced this car back in the 70s and 80s. During the Christmas holiday, they pulled the car out of the woods, took it out of the weeds, got it nicely prepared, and he's driving his dad's race car for his first attempt at the New Year's Bash. Cameron Minahan in the 82.
Well, it's funny that that story because I watched his dad, Danny Minahan, win a lot of races at Florence back in the 90s with this car. And whenever I saw it down the pits, I said, man, that's got to be Danny Minahan. It is, but it's his son driving the wheel here this weekend, 20.262. That's 46 quick.
Aren't you glad I get the bells and whistles of the stories behind the stories with the drivers? They're just not a name and a number.
Yeah, because I don't like going in the pit, so it's really good.
Let you get the credit. Look out! Dirt track set like his daddy did back in the day. The 82 of Cameron Minahan. And he will... Oh, look out, Caraway.
20.185 for the car number 82 of Cameron Minahan. Right now, that's the slowest qualifier, 46th fastest. And Brandon Caraway slowly bringing that car number 7 up to speed on the back stretch.
Brandon Caraway from Darlington, South Carolina, just down the road. The 2022 Street Stock champion at Florence Motor Speedway. Last year, he pocketed 3 feature wins after going on about a 3-year slump. Second attempt at the New Year's Bash, returning again this year after racing back in 2018, the Palmetto Auto Auction. Number 7. That's a nice-looking race car, the Camaro of Caraway, coming at you on Racing America. As, yes, we are nearing the home stretch of qualifying, Alan Dietz.
Well, we were not really sure how many street stocks were here, and I didn't think it was anywhere close to what we've got now. I thought it was down in the 40s this year, but man, oh man, what a car count as we see Caraway here into car number 7.
I had 54 on my roster going through the pits, Alan, and I've had to add 2 new entries of Plemons and DeMarmels, as you mentioned.
That's a good lap for Brandon Caraway, 18.413. That'll be 13th fastest. That should lock him in. It'll be close. That will bump A.J. Hyatt and now puts the 22 of Josh Labatch on the bubble.
Alan, if you remember, this car had a little damage in practice earlier this afternoon. The Carolina Bank number 21. He said he's shaking the car out out of Darlington, South Carolina, making his 5th attempt at the New Year's Bash. He's returning for the first time since 2018. This is Chris Flowers. Flowers had some damage earlier on the racetrack when he got in an accident off of turn 4 with a car. He got into the 42 of Steven Sharp, which, by the way, I don't think Steven's going to race, Alan. He got into the accident with Flowers, and he also blew a valve in the engine. And he's around my neck of the woods from Smithfield, North Carolina, and I don't think Flowers is going to improve any better either.
Yeah, he's going to pull that car into the pits over on the back straightaway. Apparently some sort of issue. And how about Dave Trout, Wesley, in this car number 2? He was one of the first cars to go out in qualifying. He's the only car in the 17-second bracket. The time to beat 17.980. Jeff Melton right now second in the car number 49. Third, Jason Tolman, the car number 6. Fourth is the 99 of Austin Samaro. And fifth, the 48 of Sonny Chaufin. But a driver coming out now, Wesley, who's got a shot.
Alan, we're down to the final 7 cars to qualify. For those that are watching on our Racing America coverage presented by 5-Star Race Car Bodies, this is your last chance to see this live look-in. Order the pay-per-view from across the country. It's one of the biggest grassroots events of the year to kick off the new season. The pay-per-view coverage starts with racing tonight, racing tomorrow, and here is a man that you could never count out. Little Ricky the Kid, winner of the New Year's Bash and a Mass Street Stock champion. He won this event back, of course, in 2016. This is Ricky LeClaire Jr. from Darlington.
Let's see what he does here on the first lap.
Second
quick on lap number 1.
Look out.
18.156. And this could be a pole run. Can he knock Dave Trout from the pole? He cut it down just as low as he could in turn 4. Checkered flag is out. Not quite. He picked it up. 18.089.
And Alan, remember, as I mentioned, when he qualified, and Dave Trout's been up on the top of the scoring pylon for a long time here in qualifying. The last time he was here was in 2018. He qualified on the pole, Alan Dietz, and broke the track record.
That's 109 thousandths of a second slower than Dave Trout. Ricky Locklear does bump his way in. Second quick bumps Josh Labatch. The 12 of Cody DeMarmle's now on the bubble. And we remind you, of course, we've got racing action here tonight if you want to watch our pay-per-view coverage on RacingAmerica.tv. But don't forget, our coverage here at Dillon Motor Speedway tomorrow begins at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and you're going to get to see these street stocks plus much more.
This, by the way, is Joshua Gerard. He is from West Wareham, Massachusetts. He started racing at Star, Lee, Seacock, Hudson, Thompson, Waterford. He runs there for the last 5 years, and his inaugural start at the New Year's Bash. Josh Gerard.
All right, let's see what Josh Gerard will do here. And he's only going to be 47th quick, 19.335. So Cody DeMarmle's right now in the 12 car. Remains on the bubble, but here comes another car out of New England.
Yeah.
And I think this driver's got a shot at it. Really ran well here in his first time at the Bash last year. And we'll see what Chris Riondo's got here in 2023.
White Mountain, Riverside, second of the points last year. New Year's Bash attempt number 4. Most recently, he ran at Florence and Southern National to avoid the cold weather and race all the way till almost the kickoff of December. Back down south again from Ascutney, Vermont. This is Chris Riondo, the 4BT. And, of course, we'll see what this man can do. Solid drive. Chris Riondo, Alan, no doubt about it. One of those longtime supporters of this event, and he loves coming here every year.
All right, let's see what he does. Cody DeMarmle's watching this lap to see if he can stay. He does not. DeMarmle's has been bumped. And let's see where Riondo is right now. 13th quick with an 18.382. And Riondo looks to have another good lap here. What's he got on lap 2? He goes quicker, a lot quicker, 18.237. He goes to 5th. And again, that'll bump Cody DeMarmle's and now puts the 71 of Tim Sams on the bubble.
You want to be in the top 20. Here's that gold and black number 42 machine on track now. This is going to be Bobby Selsing from Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin. Races at Jefferson, the 2021 and 22 back-to-back sportsman champ in his inaugural run of the New Year's Bash. Bobby Selsing, Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin. I love that race car. I love the color of it.
Kind of got that Bass Pro Shops look that Dale Jr. ran at Florence back in November. And we'll see what he does here on his first lap. He's going to bump his way in. Let me see how high he goes here.
We're down to the final 4 qualifiers, by the way, Alan. Final
18th
4.
quick, 18.452.
Wow.
And how about this on lap number 2? 18.281. Bobby Selsing in the 42 car. He's going to make it to New Year's Bash if he can get through tech. That'll be 8th quick. That bumps to 71 of Tim Sams. And now the 96 of Wade Berger on the bubble.
And here's the driver that we were telling you about that will be guaranteed in the New Year's Bash. If he doesn't make it in on qualifying, he has an automatic bid. Guaranteed starting spot. Pill draw earlier in last November at the Fall Spectacular allows him to have it. He's making his inaugural New Year's Bash attempt, originally from Bristol, Rhode Island, now Dillon, South Carolina. They call him Yank Allen Dietz. This is Wayne Sylvia. And again, you will see this car on Racing America and MAV TV, Short Track America, later on in the months ahead to be in the New Year's Bash of 2023.
19.590, that's 51st quick. And again, as Wesley said, he has the automatic starting position, though.
And super nice guy. Met him earlier this afternoon. Great personality.
19.568, that'll stay 51st quick. And now one of the 2 final cars. So not only will we be watching to see if Wade Berger can make it in, but the 11 of Corey Fanning will be watching these final two cars.
Well, I wonder if our buddy Tom Roberts from KDDP is tuning in, because that is a throwback to the ASA days. By the way, American Speed Association back again with the ASA National Stars Tour. Thanks to Bob Sargent. That's the 97 from Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. His 9th attempt at the New Year's Bash, the 2013 winner. And he's won also the MWTS entry title, of course, with Wisconsin, the Midwest Truck Series. I wonder what my abbreviation was for a second.
Wait a minute,
James
Wesley,
Swan.
here. 18-181, third quick.
Picking up.
Could he knock Dave Troop from the pole? I'm going to say he does. Let's see if Jim Swan can do it. Checkered flag is out. Not quite.
Oh, wow. He couldn't even get up to Locklear's time.
18-193, just a tick slower. So James Swan in the 97 will be third quick. That bumps Wade Berger. And now the 11 of Corey Fanning. He's going to be watching our final qualifier.
This is the final qualifier for the qualifying for the New Year's Bash on Racing America. Chad Smith from Davis Junction, Illinois, representing the land of Lincoln. Rockford win in 17 and 22 when he won the title. 15 feature wins. First New Year's Bash attempt tonight. New Year's Bash. Top 20 will make it in. Everyone else to the B main hooligan races tomorrow. Chad Smith, Allen, got to come to the line and take the white flag.
All right, let's see here on lap number 1. And that first time around is not going to be quick enough here. Checkered flag is out. It was close. It was 26 quick. And he does it. And he barely does it. 18.427. 19th fastest for Chad Smith. And that will bump Corey Fanning in the car number 11 to the B main. And there is the fast qualifier. Dave Trout in that car number 2, the only car in the 17-second bracket, 17.980. Before we go off here on Facebook, we're going to take you through the unofficial top 20. Remember, they've got to go through post-qualifying tech. Dave Trout will be the quick qualifier as we stand now. Ricky Locklear Jr. second. In the car number 12, James Swan, Jeff Melton, and Jason Thomas, the top 5. Chris Riondo is 6th, Austin Samaro 7th, Sonny Chofin 8th, Bobby Selsing 9th, and Jeff Sparks 10th. Gary Ledbetter Jr. is 11th, Adam Rowe 12th, Josh Way 13th, Chris Buffoni 14th, and J.R. Moore 15th. Albie Ovid will be 16th, Brandon Caraway 17th, Wayne Locklear 18th, Chad Smith 19th, and Josh Sage is 20th. That's going to end our Facebook Live coverage. If you haven't, go to RacingAmerica.tv now and get your pay-per-view coverage to watch all the main events coming up tonight. And don't forget, our coverage on Racing America begins tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll see you then. For those of you watching our RacingAmerica.tv pay-per-view coverage, we're going to take a breath.
We need it. We need it.
That was a lot of cars. We're going to take a break here, and we will be back with more racing action for the New Year's Bash after this.
5-Star Bodies, the most